Max Keiser joins us. He's the inventor of the Hollywood Stock Exchange virtual trading system used in major stock markets worldwide. A very successful retired stockbroker in his own right, journalist with the BBC, RT, Al Jazeera, Press TV, Genesis on Saturday mornings. You name it, he does it, maxkeiser.com. And we wanted to get Max on to talk about what Ron Paul's doing, his move for investigations, the testimony he's going to be leading tomorrow in the House, what's happening with silver. It's on, as Max said to me during the break. Max Keiser, break down what you see happening.
Well, we've totally got him. We've totally got him, Alex. And this Bernie von Nothaus case is J.P. Morgan is totally desperate. Their stock price now is directly under assault by the rising price of silver. And tomorrow, of course, is the 7th of April, 4-7, which is the atomic number of silver. And this is the formal recognition of the Silver Liberation Army, the SLA. And that is one of the best ideas for a Google bomb I ever heard. The Silver Liberation Army is going to take all the silver off the market necessary to completely bankrupt the banksters. This Bernie von Nuthouse case, you know, JPM is in the nut house. We're going to put JP Morgan in the nut house. That's absolutely outrageous that they would go after this guy.
By the way, it's pronounced Note House, he corrected me, but I guess you can call it Nut House if you want. But, you know, the issue here is even the Wall Street Journal, even AP said this makes regular barter illegal. They didn't even have a law. They just had a servile jury who probably have IQs below room temperature.
Well, the $7 million in silver that they're trying to grab from citizens is directly going to be used to offset J.P. Morgan's short silver position. That's how desperate they are. They're scrambling for silver in the open market, and they can't get it. You've got guys in Canada and all over the United States who are taking physical off the market.
So you're saying you believe what you launched here 3-4 months ago and what others picked up on, tens of thousands of video sites, you're saying that the crash J.P. Morgan buy silver has now gone into terminal velocity, it's now gone into point of no return, and that they are scrambling? Yes,
because the J.P. Morgan has put up their own stock as collateral against these shorts. And that means that when the price gets above 47, as you see, it's now almost 40. Once it gets over 47, J.P. Morgan's going to fall like a house of cards. This is going to be an unbelievable spectacle to watch this $160 million colossus, this financial terrorist, the two terrorists, get totally decimated right before our eyes.
Now, we get calls saying, well, they'll just print money and paper and throw it at it, but everybody's...
Okay, what's Ron Paul saying? Ron Paul saying no more. He's going to put a line in the sand. No more paper money. You've got Utah going to gold and silver standard. You've got 5 states now going to precious metal standard. Ron Paul standing up saying no more. J.P. Morgan's being carried on a stretcher. They're done.
All right, I want to give you the floor. I want to give you the floor to go over this. I'm not disagreeing with you. Explain to people, though, that only a fraction of the silver needs to be physically held, and then that calls their bluff on their paper manipulation. Explain the technicals of that, and then you got the floor.
Well, for every ounce that somebody buys of silver, J.P. Morgan sells 20 to 50 ounces of silver that don't exist. It's called naked short selling. That's the bottom line. They sell silver that doesn't exist. It's naked short selling. They've sold more than, by some estimates, 3 billion ounces short, but more than 1 billion, certainly, and that's the entire silver stock above ground. They've sold short more stock than exists above ground, and they're on the floor every day manipulating the price. Every time someone shows up to buy 1 ounce of silver, J.P. Morgan tries to sell 10 as a naked short sale, silver that they don't own. But at the end of the month, the books have to be squared. The COMEX has to physically deliver. Just a few days ago, the COMEX came once again within a hair's breadth of collapsing due to physical delivery. Every month gets closer and closer. And now, with what's happening with the Silver Liberation Army, which is being launched globally around the world, we're going to take what's remaining of that silver out of the physical stock, off the physical market, and we're going to put, J.P. Morgan 6 feet under. They're the terrorists. They're the ones financing Gaddafi. They're the ones financing Al-Qaeda. They're the ones financing the financial terrorists on Wall Street.
By the way, that did come out. That did come out when Bernanke for several years didn't want to release where the trillions in bailout went. A lot of it, most of it went to Europe and private corporations, but some of it did go to Gaddafi.
Absolutely. Through the back-end machinations and the financial pipelines conducted primarily by Morgan and Goldman Sachs. So now it's coming to the surface, but this Silver Liberation Army, this global force of physical buyers, is striking a blow for freedom. And we're going to have the joy of watching for our own spectacle the collapse of this colossal terrorist, J.P. Morgan. And the price has now run away. The price of silver is running away like wild dogs. Can't stop it anymore. People are taking it off the market. The more they take it off the market, the higher it's going to go. And this is a fantastic wealth transfer. They stole our wealth. Now we're taking it back. And that gives us the wherewithal to rebuild this entire economy and rebuild this entire political system with smart people like Ron Paul in charge, who can bring back all of the freedoms that people had before these bankster terrorists took them away.
Now, how do you expect Morgan to try to stop this from happening? I mean, even mainstream news is now saying the COMEX could default. You're correct on that, but what are the exact numbers that'll happen at 47? When do you expect that to happen, or do you think they could successfully drive it back down? How is the empire going to strike back?
Well, they're going to go. They have to just choose either J.P. Morgan lives, or they're going to have to completely sacrifice the dollar and the Federal Reserve Bank. And it's all going to go down the toilet anyway. It's all worthless. And if they go to the Fed, like they did in October of 2008, if they go to the Treasury and they're getting a wall of paper, but this only increases the inflation and the price of the silver, which is causing damage on their balance sheet because they are short the silver. Every time the silver goes up a buck, they've got millions and millions more liabilities on their balance sheet. They never anticipated that campaign that was launched on your show on November 11th. Silver was 26.5. They never anticipated.
Well, I don't want credit for devastating moves. We'll just give it all to you, Max.
Well, it launched on your show, and it caught fire, and they never anticipated that. In other words, they've got analysts who try to put pencil to paper and figure out the risk of owning all of this.
No, they've got Google, predictive, futuristic modeling systems, but they can't gauge the organic, explosive, info war attack paradigm.
That's right. That was not calculated on their risk analysis, and they've been playing catch-up ever since. And it just gets worse and worse every single day. And the Von Notehouse spectacle, to me, is a clear indication that we've totally won this war, because they're going after numbnuts, nobody, with a silver Liberty coin to try to attack this guy to get a measly $7 million of silver to cover their,
well, they're really doing it to scare. Position. They're doing it to scare people that are holding silver and gold, and to teach juries that silver and gold is illegal, even when it's not.
Yeah, I'm really scared. I just bought another 1,000 ounces. That's how scared I am, Alex. Okay? That's how freaking scared I am. Anyone who's listening to me right now is saying they're laughing and they're buying more because they love to win. Now we got them.
No, it's time to call their bluff. And as a British naval lord once said, "Damn the torpedoes, go straight at them."
Damn the tuxedos. Let's go straight to the cocktail bar. They're out there. We got them. I mean, this is the best news we could have had. Is this spectacle of these coming out and going after this guy after $7 million of silver? I mean, how fantastic is that? How piddling? How corrupt? It's like you pull back the curtain. It's the Wizard of Oz. It's just a little old crumpled Jamie Dimon and his bag full of paper money. He's nothing.
No, I agree. I mean, these bankers are ugly little hunchback men in $5,000 suits scrabbling around, just like Ken Lay, just like Bernie Madoff. They're sacks of criminal, maggot-filled pus, and all we've got to do is be red-blooded and let them hear our war growl of information. We're coming for you, New World Order. We've got history and destiny on our side. You may have taught some people that you're invincible with your little con man bluff, but it doesn't work on a lot of us, and we're coming for you. Let me hear your war growl, Max. Yeah! Let me hear it.
Google bomb. Launch the Google bomb.
Let me hear your war growl. Let me hear it.
Pull the trigger, Alex. Silver Liberation Army. Launch the Google bomb.
All right. Well, here's the problem. Their algorithm's starting to defeat us on that. Have you launched an article that has Silver Liberation Army in the headline?
It's on my site right now, maxkeiser.com.
Okay, so we'll see if we can do this at the end of the show. It's harder at the end. Silver Liberation Army. Hit them hard, folks. Silver Liberation Army. Hit them hard. 3 words into Google over and over and over again. We normally always succeeded. They now have algorithms trying to block us. Silver Liberation Army. And we'll clone his article at Infowars.com right now. Tell the guys or the gals. And everybody else clone his article at your site. Silver Liberation Army. You do have an article about this.
It's on my site, maxkeiser.com.
Well done, Lord Keiser. So
it's fantastic, Alex. I got to tell you, this is going to be a major win, and then we're just going to go win, win, win. I predict, that Ron Paul.
I want to hear your war. I want to hear that in a minute, but I want to hear your war growl. Ah, yeah!
All over the neighborhood.
Ooh, yeah! Ooh, yeah! Ha ha! Yeah!
Everybody's on the street. They're screaming.
Everybody, let's hear your war growl. Everybody across the... I want to hear the studio. Ah! Yeah! Yeah! Ah! We're spoiling for a fight, and nothing on earth's going to stop them. All right, Civil Liberation Army, 3 words, Civil Liberation Army, Civil Liberation Army, Civil Liberation Army, Civil Liberation Army, attack Delta, and then add a bunch of sub-articles and plump links. You were going to say something about Ron Paul. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, the thing is, I think he's going to be nominated for this 2012 election. I think he's got the momentum. He's got the right message. It's his time. And he's going after these guys, and I'm a big supporter. The guy has got it. This is his year. I really believe it. I think Obama's got nothing. He was, as you pointed out in the Obama deception, he's just an empty suit. He's got nothing. And the inflation skyrocketing. People are buying, $12 for a bag of tomatoes. I mean, it's ridiculous. And they know exactly what the problem is. These banksters and the Fed. And that's Ron Paul's, that's where he's going after. He's going after the problem. So this is what's happening, and I think he's going to do really, really well.
Absolutely. And, the system is horrified of Ron Paul, but they can't kill an idea. Ideas are bulletproof.
Well, supposedly tomorrow he's doing an address in front of Congress. I think he talked about it. And he's going to start talking more and more about precious metals, gold and silver, as their role in a sound economy and in rebuilding the American economy. And this, of course, if they come back and they have to go back to a gold standard, because the debts are so high, because they've got hundreds of trillions of dollars in debt, the way to go back to a Bretton Woods-style gold-backed currency, you'd have to mark the price of gold up to a minimum of $7,000 an ounce. A minimum of $7,000.
Stay there. Let's talk about, Ron Paul took the gloves off yesterday, hardcore against the New World Order, global government. They've engineered it. Hardcore yesterday. He's taking the gloves off. We all got to do it. It's now time to get serious and put your war face on, ladies and gentlemen, and gut up, okay? Because the globalists aren't going to give us quarter. We got to go in against them right now. It's InfoWar. We'll be right back with Max Keiser. I'm Alex Jones.